and welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast.
9 damage.
Ouch.
It's a tree-arm captain.
Oh, they got tree-arm captain. That's good form.
I guess more basketballs might not.
Since you guys were so fucking sneaky and like made these goblins play a pickup game of basketball.
The Salty Boys Podcast.
And welcome to Not Very Salty Boys. We're like
We're rusty
fantasy
boys.
Noir boys.
Rusty boys.
We're Eberron boys? City boys?
Ebby boys.
Edging.
Ebby boys.
City boys just
Edging
don't
boys.
get it.
Eberrononly.com. We are playing a short little session today in the setting of Eberron, more specifically in the city of Sharn, in the kingdom of Breland, in the district of Dura, So, quick disclaimer: the Eberron Rising from the Last War is a really good setting book if you want a ton of content. There is almost too much content to sift through. However, the past week I've been kind of pulling all the City of Sharn content together to run like a short little fun game tonight. There's an adventure in the back, and we're going to be running through a bit of that. But first, we got to get introduced to our characters. Clockwise, starting on my left, we have a returning member.
You might know me as Daffrin Keen, but tonight, and maybe some other nights too, I'm playing Shub Intron. He is the Shifter Artificer.
It's a new class and a new race, so he's taking on some big shoes, my man.
One might call it the Amazing Race.
Yeah,
At least you don't call it the master race.
not yet, at least.
I'm getting a look.
Here, step in my shower.
All right, who's crusading against the moon this one?
Oh! The Nazi moon.
Isn't there a movie about that? Iron Sky? Have you guys seen that
Dr. No.
on Netflix?
Dude, I don't even know.
I started to watch it. It's about moon Nazis.
I mean, there's a movie about Hitler, like, being defeated by a kid now. Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I want to see that. Apparently it's real good.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I saw Watership Down too. I didn't like it too much.
Why were there cats everywhere singing? That was really weird.
It was the Aristocats crossover.
Oh.
It's got Bob Saget in it.
Next, we have our sound tech who's playing.
Hello, I am Mr. Gutsy.
I'm playing a Warforged ranger with the background of a far traveler. And he is a robot of few words. So the few words that he will actually speak directly, I'm going to use a good old voice to text over here, a la Stephen Hawking, because it's hilarious, and I can make him say ridiculous things. So most of my narration is going to be third person.
Very cool. And last, certainly not least.
And I am Krunk, and I'm going to be playing a changeling rogue who's going to be an assassin. His name is Soth, but he has a persona of an elf named Arlen Atreus, and he does things.
Yeah. One of the big details in the city of Sharn is the control of the houses, the dragon-marked houses. So each house has a special dragon mark. And in particular, I think Soth/Arlen Atreus is drawn to the houses of... Oh, give me a second. Or he would likely be drawn to the split house of... I think it's the houses of Shadow. We shall see.
She's a split. Now.
House. She's got a dragon mark. Letting it all hang out.
Oh, by the way, in honor of our former podcast crew member who has moved to not here, there's a bag of crunchy food I'm opening.
Thank you, Simmons.
It's not pub mix, but it'll do.
So the houses of Shadow are House Fjarlin and House Thorani. And they just have a picture of the edgiest edgelords that ever did edging.
That ever edged.
Oh, the Edging Lords.
Yeah.
Fjarlin
So
and what?
Oh my god.
So eggplant boy then.
House Fjarlin and House Thorani. known as the Shadow Schism. I'm gonna cringe reading this out. It resulted in a split between. So Fjarlin was the original one. Thorani was founded. Fjarlin offers entertainment and espionage, while Thorani operates in the Eastern Lands. As a rule, Fjarlin elves are better spies. Thorani agents are superior assassins, generally. So, it would be very in character for one to be a spy, but actually be on the other side. Who knows? House of Shadow. So, that said, I want to tie you guys together. So, sort of how we started Saltmarsh. Can I have a D20 roll from first from Shub, determining his relationship to Mr. Gutsy?
That'd be a 19.
Have dice.
19.
I don't have.
Dueling partner of. Interesting. Maybe Shub was a faster hand in the West. I don't know.
Oh, now we're talking about fast hands.
Talking about edging, fast hands. It's already starting off really good.
Okay.
It was
so
Mr. Gutsy.
He gave you a fast hand
He was
job.
a dueling partner of Mr. Gutsy.
Well, that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, discussed off mic, I'm trying to play Mr. Gutsy as a weird combination of, like, Clint Eastwood in every movie ever and, like, a Vulcan, because Warforged just generally have a predilection towards order and can even be, like, neglecting of other things for that. So,
To include social grace, perhaps.
and words,
Yeah, just
namely words for Mr. Gutsy.
Okay, let's see Mr. Gutsy's relationship to Arlen.
There's an 18.
Did you just throw a fucking brick on the table?
Was trained by.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Alright.
Maybe we can tweak that to say, like, is being trained by. Maybe you're like his city ambassador or something.
He's training him in speech.
He's a speech coach.
All right, Mr. Gutsy. Now say. Oh, I lost it.
No.
Arlen, let's see your bond with Shub.
16.
16. Lost a bet to Shub. Bet you can't teach that Mr. Gutsy how to speak. Next, do you want to establish, since there's only 3 of us playing, do you guys want to determine a second bond? Do you want to determine it with each other or with another NPC?
Well, I figured this would be a good starter. As we did the Saltmarsh campaign, I figured there's going to be more people joining us soon, so.
Okay.
We could also tie in us 3 because since he's a dueling partner of mine,
Mhm.
Arlen trained. Arlen was training
Mr. Gutsy.
Mr. Gutsy. That's gonna. I keep looking at you when I call you Big Nick, but what's your name? But no. So I think at that point maybe like all 3 of us could just like have some sort of connection like through training.
Okay.
Maybe like occasionally we've
Like,
sparred and
Going out back and
Is-
practicing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it
Edging?
dueling like fighting, or is it dueling like gambling? Like
Debate team.
debate. I mean, so this is sort of an opportunity to go a little less like full on fantasy D&D, where it's swords and sorcery. It can be like firearms. It can be. Not to say that it can't be sword fighting, but it's up to you guys. Because
Well-
you're trained in the magic arts.
Well,
so,
then what's Mr. Gutsy's
is it a
fighting
magic duel?
stuff?
Because he
Like,
does have some
Is he going
magic.
to go firearms, or is he going to go martial weapons, or?
Yeah, I've got +4 on because it just preloaded a short sword, longbow, and dagger for me.
Mhm.
So I've got +4 on the longbow and +5 on the sword and dagger. So I'm pretty amphibious on weapon choices here.
I was going to say, that kind of tells to me that it's not a martial duel. That it's because
Shooting guns duel.
I was going to say Shub is a magic user, and he's, as an artificer, it's going to be like a slightly more proficient magic user than you as a ranger will be. So maybe you're doing magic duels, and maybe you, having had the court experience, have seen magic duels and are coaching Mr. Gutsy on how they actually go down, what he needs to watch out for.
What's Mr. Gutsy's background?
I'm a far traveler. So I am born in a distant land. What's it actually say? Oh, it's not going to crash.
No, but I mean in general, not what you just picked. Like, why is he here in this city with all of us?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I feel like as a Warforged, they were programmed. Excuse me. They were programmed to do certain things, and then they kind of learned to fight their own programming. Man, I keep wanting to burp, but I can't. It's the worst.
Because what if one of Arlen's houses that he works for sent him to kind of train the Warforged because they need him for something?
Okay.
And
yeah, maybe like a Quigley Down Under kind of a thing.
Maybe slightly in the way of just how not to be so much of a robot.
Okay, cool.
So that actually works well with the Western theme. If you're familiar with the plot of Quigley Down Under, there's so these people in Australia, actually the main villain is Alan Rickman, which is amazing. Alan Rickman sends this letter out looking for the fastest gun in the West to help him with his...
So Hans Gruber sends for the fastest gun in the West.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So...
Antagonist.
It says with a pest extermination problem, so he thinks he's going there to get rid of dingoes, but he's actually exterminating aboriginals. So he ends up he gets to the ranch and the guy's like, cool, so you're going to help me kill these aboriginals? He's like, what? No. But he's the best,
Still
marksman, generic Western. Honestly, Quigley Down Under is one of my favorite Westerns, and it's in Australia.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested.
But that's kind of what I'm thinking, maybe that they were in need of a sharpshooter, gunslinger type.
Yeah.
Of bold action in few words, but they needed maybe we're looking at an undercover mission or something in the city, because I'm a far traveler, so I could be from the country, out in the middle of nowhere.
So there are quite a few Warforged in Sharn, and there's actually you'll see a bit that they actually experience a lot of prejudice. And so they've kind of established an isolationist culture inside Sharn. So having a Warforged from outside the city may be a new asset, and maybe they've observed him, and part of your task is to see, is he really different, or is he going to be like the rest that we know about?
To use him to infiltrate the rest of the Warforged.
That's a good point, yeah. So I like that. We can run with that. I do want to tie you guys, I know I kind of gave it as an option, but I think I definitely want to tie you guys to at least one NPC. I have two here. Let me make a third, just to...
I picked Seamus.
Okay, so I'll give you an option.
Second for Seamus.
Oh, a little slow on the draw there, my friend.
For Clarf.
And then the one-handed puny boy.
Okay.
You can have it if you want.
But you wanted to spray.
I don't like...
I know, if you want it more than I do.
I just wanted to sip.
Okay, so the two I have right now, one is a bartender, the other is a monk, think a brewing monk, and then the third is a wizard, just a regular old wizard.
You got some names for us?
Not yet. Well, yeah, I'll give you names. Big Al, Fraldarius, and where's the...
Wizard.
The wizard is...
Peppa the pig.
Bombadil Rivendell.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, damn it, they stole that from Lord of the Rings.
Can't fucking do that one.
I like Big Al, the bartender.
Let me.
Why do you assume
Yeah.
he's the bartender?
Because he did it in order.
No.
He didn't
Okay,
have to.
nope. The wizard's name is Congleton Curdlesnoot.
That's not much better.
It's objectively
Shit.
Mr. Gutsy will never say those words because I
right.
can't even type them.
Congleton Curdlesnoot.
Let's go with Congo Bong Colonel Food.
Okay, so...
We should get his name wrong every time.
Our
Yes.
yeah.
He's Charlie and we're Charlie's
Do you want to roll a
Angels.
d20 to see how you're related to Congleton Curdlesnoot?
Stronglebaum Colonel Poop. 1.
Oh, what's that one?
Nat 1.
is a sibling of.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, big brother.
How? No, that, like, actual sibling?
Yeah, I mean,
Adoptive sibling.
could be.
So he's actually a changeling? How's that work?
Well, I guess we'll find out. Congleton Curdlesnoot's brother.
Help me, stepbrother. I'm stuck.
Oh, that would be so bad.
I quit.
Sadly, since you are his brother, you would know this. Tragically, he went smell blind at a young age. I'm not making that up.
I'm so proud of you learning how to play the guitar and all on account of you being smell blind.
If we
It's
needed,
okay, Mama. I learned how to play by ear.
if we needed any more reason for this session to go off rails,
Too late. It is.
the
Yeah.
Dewey Cox references now. Shit.
He was not raised with you though, so.
Or wow.
So he is,
Or well,
Call back.
that was well raised. Shame you weren't. I'm just making a quick couple notes.
So, are you saying that his name is?
Bendy Straw Cucumber Patch.
Yes. Yes. That's
Not
it.
gonna lie, I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. Every gnome, I use a Benedict Cumberbatch name generator because that's the only way I know how to name gnomes. Congleton Curdlesnoot.
Is he a gnome?
He is a gnome, yeah.
How are we related?
Don't worry about it.
I'm a little tall.
He's a little short.
Hey,
you ever
this
seen
is-
twins?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say because it says changelings, you can't actually change your size.
Oh,
So he
interesting.
really is a midget.
He's either a midget changeling or just actually a gnome.
Or adoptive. I mean,
You know,
yeah.
the rest of the stuff that comes out the shit. Well, that's him.
He could also be a cousin. Would you rather be a brother?
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
I think that's funny. Wait, brother? It's
yes. Yes. That's
like even as a half elf, that doesn't make sense.
he gets letters in the mail every month from this gnome asking him to go bowling.
No, he is half elf. He's like half elf,
cousin.
half elf, half gnome.
Cousin, we go bowling.
I mean, is that possible?
I mean, anything's possible in Eberron. That's what I've been told.
Half warforged.
What happens in Sharn stays in Sharn. Half warforged. I love it.
Or forged.
All right, so you want me to roll a d20 for Benedict Cumberbatch here?
Well, what's your Well, I was gonna have you choose between Fraldarius and Big Al.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like Big Al.
You
You
want Big
son
Al?
of a bitch.
Roll a d20.
There's an 8.
Is magically bound to.
I love it. I love it.
What? Why are you in this bar? I don't know.
Oh man! All right, let me write that down.
Yeah.
Magically bound to Big Al.
And last
So you're
certainly
like
not
Big
least.
Al's weapon.
Actually, out of the three, I think Fraldarius might be my favorite. So give me a D. So just kill him immediately.
17.
17 is indebted to. Huh.
Sweet. Well, ooh. So I do have a backstory.
Okay.
With so he's a criminal, but he was he did not want to be a criminal. He was hunting.
Okay.
He was hunting with some of his other shifters far off in another direction. I'm not sure where, but
Robin Hood.
he was hunting, and he kind of pulled a Dick Cheney. He has a sickle
Okay.
with him, and that he uses that for hunting, but
Yeah.
he's not very good with it.
Okay.
But he like went to go swing it. It went into his friend's chest,
Uh huh.
killed him,
Okay.
and so he
Fraldarius helped you cover it up.
fucking ran, and he
sorry.
came into I'm Daddy's talking. So he came into town and was like looking for some help, and Fraldarius,
Brewed him a beer.
Hey, are you done?
Sawyer, you need to shut your mouth before I shut it for you.
This one's gonna be so good.
So,
What race
So
are
I'm-
you?
I'm a shifter.
so
The
basically,
shitter.
I'm hearing yet another Dewey
Shitter's
Cox
clogged.
reference.
Yeah. Which one?
So you cut your brother in half within the city.
That's perfect.
Yeah. There's a
I don't know bad thing. I got my brother in hand.
So Sharn is fucking big. Like, here's one tower. It's called the City of Towers. It's also called the City of Daggers, among other things. Here's a big like breakdown.
Before we get too far, is it possible, because there's no like firearms in the app?
Oh, it's I forgot it's a vertical.
Yeah. Well,
So it's
when we
like
get to 'em,
Yeah,
Coruscant.
that's what I was just about to
fantasy
say.
Coruscant. And there are airships and shit.
Can we do something else because I would mentally like to have a Winchester sidearm, like a revolver and a dagger
I was gonna say for now we'll reflavor like short bow, long bow,
and
like,
crossbow.
Yeah,
A longbow for the Winchester and hand crossbow for the repeater or
Yeah.
the revolver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be Henry Cavill and reload my arms.
Can I have a ship and we can name it the Millennial Badger?
Lone Star.
Oh wait, sorry. So since this is now a Dewey Cox themed podcast,
The wrong kid died.
Say there, Mr. Gutsy. You look like you got a story to tell.
oh man. Okay, sorry. I'm done derailing this podcast. We can continue with the.
Don't worry, we didn't start on rails.
So do I know that Congo Shit's Bumblefoot is my brother or not?
I would say that's up to you. I would say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So where we're going to start. So in Eberron, big world, in Corvair, the continent, in Breland, the kingdom, in Sharn, the city, in the lower central district of Sharn, in Dura, the what's it called? Sector of the city.
District.
In Harith's Folly, which is the district.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, that's how big this like book is.
I'm already cross-eyed.
Yeah, okay. So all you need to worry about now is Sharn. Sharn is our entire world. There's basically nothing outside of Sharn except for wherever Mr. Getza came from, and we'll figure that out as we go. So in Sharn, you guys are in Dura, which is in the lower part of the city. In Harith's Folly district, basically the entire area is just a mishmash of like insanely different architectural styles, from being built over and built under. The whole place is a sort of revitalized nightlife area. It's sort of like one big sports bar. There's an aerial race that goes on called the Race of Eight Winds, where contestants fly winged beasts through here. So a lot of it is built around these giant rings. So there are lots of drinking establishments, restaurants, and things like that. So I'd like to kind of give you guys a spotlight one at a time as you enter a bar that would be your like frequented spot. And I think it would make most sense to start with Mr. Gutsy, because he is magically bound to the bartender of this bar.
Okay, so Mr. Gutsy, as discussed, far traveler, warforged, ranger. So basically, again, imagine Quickly Down Under, but a robot. So I was magically bound to Big Al because, as a far traveler, I answered an advertisement that had floated out into the, I guess, wastelands, you could consider it, after I had climbed out of my pre-war vault bunker that I was assigned to. It might be number 76.
Okay.
That's a bad game. Anyways, so
Country roads take me home.
Triggered.
yeah, I'm looking at you, Sawyer.
My heart.
I hear you breathing heavy in the mic.
To the
He's groaning at me. Anyways, so the ad was actually pretty legit, but it was, I guess we could say, co-opted. So I basically wandered into this town as an answer to the ad, accidentally stumbled my way into Big Al's tavern, and my out-of-town manners accidentally got me bound to him because I lost a game of cards and I didn't have any money, or at least not money that these people accept. So Big Al was like, you're a robot, so pitter patter. And I am now his magically bound robot friend.
Oh, he could have one of those cool, like, little lock things he puts in the back of your neck and turns it, and now you're magically his.
I was gonna say he probably wouldn't enslave you.
No, he's not an
would say-
enslavement, but
yeah.
basically he's like, hey, you owe me money, so do work for me, and you'll eventually earn it off.
Okay.
So indentured servitude.
So let me pitch something else, just in case. Having traveled so far, you accumulated a lot of like road dirt and some maintenance issues. Big L might be pretty good at like helping Warforged like work out the kinks. So sort of the magical bond maybe that he can repair you, or he can like work out some of the kinks that are going wrong. If you experience any like weird Warforged quirks on the road, I feel like it would be a better. I guess I don't want to start you off on like a. Well, he is indebted. There's actually another table in here that I thought was pretty cool.
Well, it could be a little bit of both. Like maybe not like. So maybe more like. I needed repair, and so he's fixing me, but also I'm magically bound to him because I have to like pay him back.
You could have like a. For some reason, I thought of like a key slot. Maybe he has like a master maintenance key that is like plugged in to you, so that you can.
I'm 29% key.
It's his chastity belt.
Quick! I need to be able.
Fuck mode. AR type fuck mode activated. And
Have you have you seen? So there are regrets and debts that you can roll for.
Fuck mode activated.
Have you seen the New Vegas like Mr. Fisty?
Oh my god, no! There's just bad Doritos all over my computer.
Please assume the position. There are. You can roll for debts and regrets when for character creation.
No regrets.
No regrets. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. So, the magical binding. You want that to be.
I was in need of repair. He fixed me, and I gotta pay it off.
Cool. And
It's like quote unquote magical because technology is magic, but also friendship is the real magic because
magnets, how do they work?
Big Al is my friend.
so Big Al's my only real friend, and friendship is magic. So that's how we're magically bound.
you're the
Friends.
fucking Iron Giant.
God,
And friends don't let friends
Lie.
be fuckbots. So
I was gonna say eat pub mix on Mike, but you know.
yeah, so the Big Al's bar is called the Broken Drum. A dirty sign under the title of the of the bar reads, "Welcome to the Broken Drum. Our drinks can't be beat. Please seat yourselves." Some simple saloon doors that you can walk through. Inside is a smoke-filled jazz bar. In the corner, a player piano slowly tinks out the same tune every hour, with a lounge track being played. You see Big Al behind the bar. He's a half-orc, retired bard. He told you a little bit about what he used to do, but he doesn't like to talk about it too much. But when he sees you, he gives you a head tilt. Welcome back.
Mr. Gutsy just gives him a nod. As a robot, a few words. The only reply he says is,
Yes.
What do you have today?
Yes.
That's what he says every time he wants a pint of oil.
All right. He slides down. So I generally just have Warforged be able to like drink and eat normally, but oil is a sort of like a play on word, so it is actually like a drink that you can order. So yeah, he pours you a pint of oil.
It's a half orc stout. Actually, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's 90% alcohol.
Yeah. So give me a rundown of what Mr. Gutsy looks like.
Mr. Gutsy is your typical Warforged. There's not a lot of visual variance on these guys. So pretty standard steel with some generically wired looking stuff under the steel plates.
Okay.
So one interesting thing about Warforged is they have to incorporate their armor. So I actually I have scale mail. So my chest and my like arm plates and my leg plates are like the same steel as my face, but like just like with octagon patterns on them, which is the scale mail pretty much. But I'm wearing a poncho and a very large Western hat. Everywhere Mr. Gutsy goes, he carries his trusty Winchester and revolver, which is actually a longbow and a hand crossbow. But
Big iron on his hip.
Yeah. And as a Warforged, they have an ability to incorporate weapons into them. So he actually has a dagger concealed inside of his left arm plate, I guess.
Okay.
But he's a very simple man, or
Bot.
Nothing too crazy. He's just very plain.
He takes a quiet seat at the bar.
Well, Mr. Gutsy actually can't sit because his knees haven't been repaired yet.
He leans on a stool.
I don't believe in knees.
They've been worn out.
So Mr. Gutsy also weighs like 1,000 pounds, so he just would break everything.
I don't think he weighs half a ton. Next, we get a camera pan from Mr. Gutsy to a sort of chunkier half elf in a robe, in a brown robe with a braided rope around his waist, and he has a tonsure haircut, so he's like bald right on top with the hair in a band around. He like turns, he's kind of got a rosy smile on his face, and raises a toast to Mr. Gutsy when Shub walks in to the Broken Drum to meet his friend Fraldarius.
What does Fraldarius look like?
So he is a half elf. He's a little
described-
bigger.
Sorry, I didn't.
It's okay.
Slightly
I thought
chunky.
you were describing me for something. I was like, that's not me.
Sawyer's a little
He's
chunky.
fat and gross and drunk.
Balding piece of shit.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's not balding. He's got a bowl cut.
He has a bowl cut
with
like,
a bald spot.
With the Guy Fieri
frosted tips.
like highlights.
Yeah, but instead of a spike in the middle, it's just spiked around the sides.
He's like
Halo spike.
Darth
It's the
Maul
Statue of
versus
Liberty.
Guy Fieri.
He won Sharn's worst haircut 2010.
I call
He's
it
really
the crown
proud
of
of it.
thorns.
2010 times
You
in
see
a row.
that picture on the wall? That's me, you son of a bitch. But no, he doesn't shout over the music, but he raises a glass to Mr. Gutsy, and upon seeing you enter, he turns his body towards you and like opens it up and taps the stool for you to sit next to him.
He's gonna look over at Mr. Gutsy real quick and just like give him a nod, at, like as if we just had a pretty good sparring session.
Yeah.
I might have racked his knees a little bit too.
Ooh, that's why he's need to get repaired, because dribbling the ball like broke his ankles. Ooh, where am I gonna go?
I broke this motherfucking knees, bitch. So
That's what it's actually basketball. I love it.
That's like what the royalty does for dueling is they do one-on-one basketball.
1v1 me, bro.
Oh my god.
Shirts versus blouses.
Oh my god. This is gonna make you pancakes when we're done.
Anybody want some pancakes?
holy fuck. So he's gonna.
I'm Rick James, bitch!
Fuck your couch.
Would Shoop have a usual drink at the bar?
Oil is a regular one, but Big Al does have an experimental drink every now and then. So if you're feeling a little spicy, and it's usually discounted.
Shoop usually goes for the kind of like out there stuff. He's just looking to explore.
Yeah. Big Al passes you a smaller glass than normal. It's about like half the size of the normal tankard, but it's warm and you can see steam rising from the top. He's like, "Give that a shot. Tell me what you think."
He's gonna down it.
Yeah, it's pretty warm, and it's bitter, and he goes, "I call it hot breakfast brown potion. What do you think?"
He's gonna take a second and look and be like, I think you might need to go back to the drawing board on that one, Al.
He's like, "Damn, I knew that wouldn't catch on," and he kind of pours out the rest and puts it back. It's like, and it's supposed to give you a bump of energy, but whatever.
I mean, it tasted great.
Maybe it just needs rebranding.
It's now called what was it? I don't know. Shitty Breakfast Line.
The hot lunch.
Yeah.
There's the rebranding.
There is I don't know how to incorporate this guy in, but fucking why not? There's a gnome wizard passed out at the end of the bar. He's got the blue stars and moon hat and everything.
That's fucking tippy.
He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow. I mean, it's like a midnight shadow. He hasn't shaved in probably days. He's looking a little gross. Got bags under his eyes. He looks over when he hears the liquid being poured out. Huh? Where? Oh, what day is it?
It's not even Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Fuck. I think I'm late. Oh, my brother's gonna kill me. And he goes to step up off of the stool when Arlen, you find your brother who was supposed to meet you, is once again passed out at this stupid bar.
Oh, Congleton, you lout. Oh, shit. No, sorry. That's the captain. Congleton, you lout. I can't trust you to do anything. Here you are, passed out again.
I'm sorry, Arlen. Time just got away from me.
No more excuses. Just... And he walks up to the bar and looks at Big Al and he says, spiced rum with a slice of orange peel and whatever fruit juice that's not spoiled.
And he turns and puts down the spoiled fruit juice container that he had. So he starts to work on your fairly complicated drink.
And then while he's doing that, he says, so that robot Gutsy of yours, has he been doing any better? No, he's saying that to Al.
Oh, to Al. He's like, I don't know. He's been getting the shit kicked out of him, from what I can tell.
And then Arlen just kind of does a facepalm like Captain Picard and shakes his head a little bit.
Very nice.
Number one.
Number.
Shoob's gonna look over at Arlen and be like, hey, Arlen, I'm still waiting for that other drink that you owe me after losing that card game.
Arlen looks at him out of the corner of his eye, just exasperated, and he's like, if you must, we'll call it even.
Not yet. He's gonna give you a wink. And the gun.
Big Al hands a martini glass over to Arlen, saying, as you wanted.
Then he takes it and throws it back and says, just go ahead and get him whatever he wants, and points over to Sawyer's character.
Okay. Shoot. Big Al says, hey, speaking of debts, Mr. Gutsy, I got word from a friend of mine, Sergeant Vilroy, Jermaine Vilroy, got in contact with me. I think I may have found a way for you to pay off your debt a little early.
Mr. Gutsy doesn't say anything, but his eyes, they're like camera lenses. They like do that neat thing and get bigger.
Like, look, she works for the Sharn Watch. She wants you to meet her in the, at the airship depot at the top of the tower in Central Plateau. Think you can make it there by before the end of the night?
Yes.
Glad to hear it. Sounds like it'll pay pretty well, so there may be a little danger involved, but I'm sure nothing you can't handle as long as you can get those knees working.
Mr. Gutsy just his eyes shutter back in, one a little smaller than the other one, and upon the danger, he like puts his left arm so that it's facing up and taps his what is this called? Your upper arm, right?
Forearm?
Forearm. There we go.
Two arm?
It's the tree arm, Captain.
Oh, they got tree arm, Captain. That was good form.
So he taps his forearm, acknowledging that, and then just completely disregards the knee remark, but looks over at Shoob and just...
At this point, I'm dribbling a basketball between my legs.
It's a Harlem Globetrotter. He starts shooing.
The
Shoob in. Oh! I hope your character dies in a helicopter crash with his daughter.
Oh, that's Kobe.
Kobe! It's not too early for that. Anyway,
It's never too early for jokes about
Too soon.
celebrities.
it's never too soon if it's funny. But at the knees comment, so Warforged can look in two different places at the same time, like chameleons.
I'm sorry. Just so there might be some danger.
No, I mean like he turns his head but keeps the one eye fixed on the bartender and just looks at Shub.
Did you ever see how Arnold Schwarzenegger like studied he studied like eye movements for certain front-facing predators, and I think he studied tigers before doing like the Terminator role. So if you watch him, his eyes like track in a very specific way that apparently like predators track. I always thought like Warforged might do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they can do it one eye at a time because there's two separate. There's a left and a right processor for optics.
Okay.
So that they can, because they're war machines. They're supposed to be better than humans. So they can look at two completely different things at the same time and not get confused.
You do lose depth perception though.
Yes.
Okay, so
I was gonna ask if I could get a
so-
truly.
what's he looking at in two directions?
No, I told you. Like he kept one eye on the bartender at the
Okay.
knees comment and one eye on Shub,
Oh, okay.
and then focused back on the bartender and
Okay.
just leaned on the bar again.
Cool. I'm not trying to shit on your ideas. I promise.
No, it just got lost in the laughter.
So it's it's like someone out of Pee Wee Herman's like what do you think, Mr. Gutsy?
And then you masturbate in a theater
Oh Jesus!
in a helicopter.
Isn't that how we all got here?
Yeah, so Congleton rubs his stubbled chin and is like, well, I think I'm gonna take my leave. I'll take care of that thing we talked about. Arlen.
Arlen rolls his eyes at him and he says, "Just get back to the house. They're waiting for you."
Yeah, and he hobbles off with his tiny little gnome legs. It's adorable.
Adorably annoying.
Fraldarius, you realize at this point has been listening to this entire conversation. Like, what a bunch of characters you've got here.
Oh, Frau, nice to see you again. Sorry about that. I meant to go sit with you, but then I got roped up into this nonsense.
Well, it sounds like you've got a job.
I guess so. Can't let old Gutsy over there go alone.
Right. Well, it sounds like you'll have quite the story to tell when you get back, and I do expect you to tell it.
Always.
Well, you know I'll be here, so. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you. And he's gonna toss you a couple coins back. Whatever you want tonight, it's gonna be on me.
And he says, I expect the favor to be returned. And they go on the counter and he immediately slides them over to Big Al. And Big Al gives you a nod. Cool. So you guys want to head over to meet with Sergeant Vilroy?
Sure.
Sergeant Germaine Vilroy. Ooh, it's book
Yep.
content now, boys.
So what's the background of Shub?
So he was he is a criminal, just by matter of he didn't atone for his crime of.
How long's he been in the city for?
He hasn't been in for too long, but he's been in like maybe like a couple months.
I was gonna say maybe the bet was about whether or not someone was gonna win one of those races.
Ooh, maybe the race of 8 wins just happened recently.
And Arlen was actually planning on killing the person.
Oh, he was gonna fix the race and it didn't happen.
win. Yeah.
That's so good. That happens quite a lot in Shard, believe it or not.
So you said the race just happened?
Yeah, in like the past week or so.
So Mr. Gutsy watched it and had one comment.
No, this is pod racing.
Yes.
I think they fly like wyverns and pterodactyls and there's dinosaurs in Eberron. I don't think I mentioned that.
Like
yes.
all dinosaurs?
Yeah,
or
like
just-
velociraptors.
Fuck yes.
Can I have it?
I
T-Rex?
mean, my God, Mr. Gutsy's gonna get a
Look at the
velociraptor.
back of the book.
That is a velociraptor.
It's friggin' bats. So, I mean, it's not just like wyverns and like mini dragons and stuff. They
Oh
they
my.
fly anything and everything that they can. So there's
I want to fly a
non-organic-
brontosaurus.
Magic carpet rides.
There's like non-organic flyers as well. Although I don't,
Planes.
yeah,
GMOs.
yeah, fucking airships,
GMOs.
freaking
Monsanto dinosaurs.
They're non-organic.
chemicals in the water turn the freaking frogs gay.
Turn of a Velociraptor's gay.
So, okay, yeah, you guys meet, agree to meet Sergeant Germaine Vilroy. An orange glow covers the top of Lorandar Tower as the sun sinks in the sky. Above, the great airships of House Lorandar float like leviathans, surrounded by brilliant rings of elemental energy. Below, bridges crisscross at all levels of the city, connecting Sharn's great towers. The sounds of crying children, barking vendors, cursing skycoach drivers, and braying hippogriffs rise up to become a unique din that can only be heard in the City of Towers. Each of you carries a letter from Big Al, from his acquaintance, Sergeant Germaine Vilroy of the Sharn Watch, that reads, I'm calling on you for a job. I can't write the details, but it pays well and requires your skills. Meet me at the airship dock on top of Lorandar Tower. Come armed. Of course, you guys already acquainted.
because Mr. Gutsy's got 2 arms.
He got both of them. He got both of them.
2 arms, Captain.
Let's see. So, it's a good time to make personal connections, blah, blah, blah. As darkness descends on the city, you see windows light up towers around you from bottom to top. A cool wind whisks beneath you, drowning out the other noises of the city. A nearby lift rises, carrying a human in her mid-30s with close-cropped black hair and a glowing pipe in her mouth. Germaine gives a wry smile as she nods to you all, saying, Thanks for coming. Almost immediately gets down to business. You're the ones that Big Al sent.
Just a nod from the robot.
You can say that.
Well, the sooner you can get the job done, the better. I have an appointment to meet with a warforged named Cole, who claims to have knowledge of a crime having been committed in Old Sharn. I want you to meet up with her and see what, if she says, adds up. I'm worried that if I go where we're scheduled to meet, that it'll draw undue attention and endanger the informant.
Oh my gosh. Did you say a crime in Old Sharn?
Yes.
So when has that ever happened before?
Many times, which is exactly why I'm not going myself. I can provide you with coin and a writ of enforcement. Are these terms to your liking?
Another nod from the robot.
In that case, she hands you, when you nod, a pouch of 25 gold and a small piece of paper with a wax seal.
Arlen
stamped on
stops her.
Mhm.
And says, this is worth more for my time.
it. Make a persuasion check.
You said a wax seal. What?
Wax seal.
Oh, that's the writ thing.
Yeah.
It's a 1, but it's a 7.
Yeah. She's like, this job's not negotiable,
He just shakes his head.
but you will get 50 gold if you bring Cole in alive.
If I must.
She says you'll be meeting with Cole at the Cog Carnival, a bar in High Walls, frequented by Warforged at the appointed meeting time at midnight. Again, she hands each of you pouches of 25 gold, promising 50 gold each if Cole is brought back alive. As long as you and the writ of enforcement ensures that you will have authority as long as you don't engage in flagrantly illegal activity. So
And Mr. Gutsy puts the
star,
the star right
he
there.
origamis it into a star and pins it to
Yeah, pins it to his poncho.
Does the star have a name by any chance?
the writ of enforcement.
His
It's
name
not
isn't
David?
Oh,
Wait, what? Oh.
Said David.
David.
Shoob's
gonna kind of look over at old Gutsy over there and be like, I think you might need to take point on this one. If it's a Warforged bar, they might not take too kindly to the likes of us.
Yes.
So it sounds like what we discussed will come in handy.
Yeah. So Warforged bar. Here we come. Yeah.
Yeah, so the neighborhood of High Walls in Lower Tavix Landing is a district mostly enclosed by walls. It'll take you about an hour to get there, so it'll put you right about at the meeting time. All of the bridges from other districts to High Walls have massive, magically warded gates that can be sealed at a moment's notice. Each gate incorporates a fortified Sharn Watch station. The neighborhood is home to refugees of the last war, mainly the displaced peoples of Sire. The stench, as you arrive close to High Walls, the stench of body odor, garbage, and tobacco mix together in the streets. High Walls cut this district's crumbling, vandalized buildings off from the rest of Sharn, though towers rise over the walls like imposing sentries. Many people stand idly on street corners, eyeing you suspiciously and keeping to themselves. So as you start to pass through this security checkpoint, there are a few guards patting down some individuals and like searching through the things, identification and stuff. One comes over to look at you and sees that you have the writ of enforcement, and then just with a two-fingered wave waves you through, and then sees that the rest of you also have that. It is fairly easy to find the Cog Carnival. Once you're in, it is pretty busy. It's a sort of smaller building, but out back is fenced off, and you can see lights and festivities and people yelling and laughing. There's a huge Metal Gear
Is it
metal cog
liquid.
above the bar. Yeah. Nano machine, son. It's a dilapidated Warforged dive bar. Outside, the crumbling stone is marred with graffiti that say things like "forged" or "scrap" and "leave metalheads." Out front is a bouncer, who's a Warforged who has a sort of the lower half below his knee is replaced with a wooden prosthetic. So you can see that as you approach, he waves a Warforged in, stops a half-elf who pays a single coin, and the half-elf gets in. And then as you come up, he kind of puts a hand up and gives a nod to Mr. Gutsy and is letting him in.
Okay. Mr. Gutsy, no words, looks at the Warforged. One eye, other eye, looks at the other ones, comes back to the Warforged, implying that he wants the other ones to come in with him.
Make a protocol persuasion check.
Make an Alt F4 check. That's gonna be bad.
Oh, not as bad as Big Nick. I only have -1 on this one.
It's not bad.
That is a 13.
He simply shakes his head and does a money hand gesture, and then
Before
points at these two.
he tries to hand him money, Arlen looks at him and he says, "We have the writ. They have sent us here, and we're here on business. So let us in, you hunks of metal."
He almost looked like he was about to do it, and then he heard hunks of metal, and he's like, he shakes his head, furrows his eyebrow metal pieces, and sort of widens up his stance, and is bouncing. He's doing his job.
Are there any basketball-like things around the area?
There's a brick.
No. Oh my god.
Of course there's a brick.
Okay, so Warforged are
You're an
all
artificer. Do you want to make a little basketball?
I want to try. I want to see if I can make 2.
Basketball in a bottle. You can pop it and then blow into it and it forms a basketball.
Can I make 2 and then try to challenge him to a game?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, he might do that. Make a persuasion check, and then just tell me what you're telling
What
him.
about a nature check?
No. You do. What happens? Have you ever seen the Catwoman basketball scene? You should definitely look that up. It's one of the worst like cinematic experiences of my life. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but it just sounds funny.
Is it on par with Captain Kirk's Lizard Man fight?
That's
was
sort of
excellent.
entertaining. It's so bad it's entertaining. The Catwoman one, it's like sickening to watch. Like, I don't know who is in charge of it, but even Halle Berry now, when she's asked about it, she just like shakes her head and is like, I don't want to talk about that. Like in interviews, like she's still salty about it. Anyway, I'll pull that up later. But so it's this like weird like perspective like shots of Shub like doing like really cool like basketball tricks, like spinning it on his fingers and like
Like an early 90s educational music video?
yeah, education connection. Get connected for free. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
So at that point, he's gonna be like, "Fuck it." He's gonna take out 2 coins and pay for the both of us.
All right, yeah, and then he steps aside for you guys to go in.
So, one thing that Mr. Gutsy's particular
Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Gutsy's particular clan of Warforged, they have a tradition. Whenever they do a business deal with a Warforged, they give them a single feather. So Mr. Gutsy hands him a feather. This is an out of towner thing.
Okay,
So this is where Mr. Gutsy's from. So,
where's he get him from?
His tickle fetish.
he had some from when we came in town. They don't have to be any kind of feathers. They're just a feather.
Okay,
It's just a tradition with Mr. Gutsy's clan.
okay. He kind of. I feel like this bouncer may not be that cultured, but he like holds up for a
That's not
sec.
what I'm expecting. I'm
And,
expecting him to not specifically not be that cultured.
Yeah, as you guys pass, and then as the like kind of camera lingers on him for a bit, he kind of just throws it on the ground. But you walk in, and smoky, low flames in a fireplace barely illuminate the cracked stone walls and filthy floor of the establishment. This single-room space is crowded with Warforged with severed digits or limbs, scars, burns, and other wounds. Other Warforged in the area are gathered around traditional dice, card, dart, and board games, as well as carnival competitions such as throwing metal rings onto posts, tossing a ball at a tower of weighted iron cups hard enough to make them fall down, and striking a homemade machine hard enough with a hammer to make it ring a bell. A small bar in the corner serves cheap ale. Behind this bar, a Warforged bartender shouts jeers at patrons losing the games. What do you want to interact with?
She wants to play the fucking games.
Ooh, what you want to play?
I want to play the ball in a cup.
Do it. Do it. I think it. Surprisingly, it does not give you an option to play, but I would say,
Oh, fuck that. He's gonna fucking play.
yeah, make. I'd say it's 1 coin for 1 play. Make an intelligence. Actually, it's a gaming set, so yeah, it would be intelligence, but don't add your proficiency. Yeah, so you knock all but one of the cups off of the stand. He's like, medium prize, and he slaps your coin back on the table.
He's gonna give that coin back.
Fancy another play?
Try it again.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say after a few rounds, you're managing to break even, and they're like, "Come on, man, keep going! Like you could do it." You to go for broke?
I'm gonna go for broke.
Okay.
That's 7.
The house always wins, my friend. You are out a coin.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Arlen rolls his eyes and he's like, how did I ever lose a bit?
The bartender's like, "Yeah, keep that coin flowing."
That 1 coin.
Yeah.
Coin singular.
How about you two? Fancy a game?
Mr. Gutsy literally does not acknowledge that at all. He's looking for the target.
Give me a perception check.
Neener. You are now under my control.
Do I need one as well, or just?
You're playing a game, my friend.
Oh. Then can I play one more time when it rolls?
Do you play Gwent?
That is a 7.
You are scanning, and you don't see anyone like with a name tag. Like Cole doesn't work here that you can tell. But it's there's a ton of Warforged here, and you didn't really get a physical description. So you're looking for somebody named Warforged named Cole. How about I wanted to call him Aaron for a second. Arlen.
He's just kind of looking around at everything going on, and he's going to find a place to observe from the shadows.
It's pretty busy. It's a smoky bar. But yeah, you can sort of like edge your, you sort of like
I'm edging in the corner.
elbow your way on to being a wallflower. and you're sitting next to a couple of Warforged who are kind of talking loudly and sharing a drink. And but yeah, you're trying to take in all the sights and sounds and smells.
So you ask if one of them knows the person we're looking for.
Yeah, the two kind of stop and like turn to you, like, who's asking?
A friend.
Friend. Well, Smelt knows everybody. The bartender. She might know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go have a word with her, I think.
So why is Smelt not the games player or the games person? Because whoever smelt it dealt it.
It'd be good for like a card dealer for sure. Man. So, Smelt goes,
That's what I think about that.
So you can
Hey
kill
there.
yourself at any time.
hey there,
I
meatbag.
kinda
What are you
respect
doing
it.
in my bar? Welcome. No offense with the meatbag thing.
So we're looking for coal, is it? Yes, we're looking for a particular warforged that goes by the name of Coal. Have you seen it?
I may have seen Cole. Although,
What's
if I know your
may?
intentions, I may be more forthcoming with some information.
We're here to help her out.
Oh. Can you give me a persuasion check?
22?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Smelt says, say, you know, I don't believe a meatbag would just come into my bar for no reason, so you're probably here to help her. That's her over there in the corner. She's got the black metal in the one arm.
So, from what we heard, just we know that someone's after her.
Sounds like it, maybe.
Okay, so Arlen walks towards her and just nonchalantly kind of stands there like he doesn't know her and says, "We were sent for you."
She, as you're like standing there, she's like giving you side eye, like, and then when you say, I'm sorry, you say,
We were sent for you.
She like tightens a grip on her mug with her one arm, and then sort of turns her body towards you. Oh yeah.
Jermaine says you have to be alive.
When you see Jermaine, or when you say Jermaine, her eyes open and she relaxes a little bit. She sent you? Where is she?
She's back at the tower.
Sit down now. Is anyone else with you?
There are. And Arlen doesn't sit. He stands there just like he's not really talking to her, trying to be unnoticed.
She's like quickly and frequently like looking over her shoulder. She says, "Look, there's some things I need to tell you, and I don't know if I have much time."
Can I say that Mr. Gussie walks over?
Sure. Yeah, you see that he's talking to a warforged in the corner.
I'm still playing a fucking game.
Shoot.
I'm gonna check over every now and again, but like they got it.
Cool. So you two walk over. She says, "So is Vilroy not coming?"
No. She sent us to bring you back.
Okay. Well, that's better than nothing. She says, "Okay. So I witnessed a kidnapping from House Orion. Are you familiar with DASK, the criminal organization?"
Should I be?
I think we have to ask about that.
Hold on. As a courtier, I have inside knowledge regarding bureaucracies in the noble courts.
Yeah. These are kind of like they're not a noble. They're not like a noble mafia or like mob. It's not like the Yakuza or anything like that.
Or
So
the mob.
it's probably like a local criminal gang of some kind. She says, a child was kidnapped from House Orion. My friend Razor was killed. Dask, they're hunting for artifacts in Old Sharn, and she's cut off abruptly by a bolt of fire exploding inches from her head, and the shattering of glass through the window as the exploding bolt comes flying through. Patrons scream in shock and surprise, start startling your game, obviously mid throw.
Shoob's gonna throw his sickle out at the nearest point.
And he accidentally kills somebody else and has to run to
not
another
again.
city.
As you turn to like see where it came from, you see that Cole is already booking it out the door. The chase is on, so there are actually chase rules in D&D. So she is 60 feet away if you intend to give chase.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, everybody make athletic checks.
That
I
money.
get. Ooh, I don't. I don't get anything.
I got a 12.
17 from
Better
the,
than a 1.
Yeah, I'm middle of the roading tonight. I got a 10.
17 from the Ribbit.
Ribbit, he's doing pretty well. I guess he expected somebody to run. Oh, good. I love it when they run.
The one with the worst fucking knees. is trying to run.
Yeah.
The one with the bad knees. My fucking knee. She is gaining some ground. She got that head start. And
So you hear Mr. Gutsy. Hang on, sorry.
Stop running.
With that exact inflection.
she yells behind her, "You're trying to kill me!" And let's see. She knocks over a trash can behind her. Mr. Gutsy, can I have an acrobatics check? As you like attempt
You
to
can.
leap over the.
That is a 5.
Oh yeah, so your bad knees like lock up for a second as you're running. So you're like hobbling and then kick the trash can. It slows you down a little bit. So she gains a little more ground.
Can I make a case to cast Longstrider on myself, which gives me an
Ooh.
extra 10 feet of speed?
Yes, you absolutely can cast Longstrider. That's going to give you advantage on your checks. So go ahead and make another athletics check with advantage.
15.
Yes, you blast past. Blast past. Mr. Gutsy as he's like tangling with a trash can that was left on the side of the road. And you are definitely catching up. Let's see. She starts to make a turn down an alley, and you were right on her heels. And her last effort to try to throw you off, she's going to throw an elbow behind her. Can I have a dexterity saving throw?
Fuck, I think my dex is bad. 5.
Okay. Yeah, she throws an elbow and like checks you into the wall, sort of catches you off guard. And then, last but certainly not least, Arlen, you come around the corner, having cut her off at the pass.
Before I come
that
around the
expression.
corner,
Cliche.
Thank you.
I'm going to change my form to look like Jermaine.
Ooh, very clever.
I'm wet.
That was clever.
What do you say?
I'll just yell, "Stop! We're here to help you."
Okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Ooh, 16.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Where's your insight? Yeah, she does stop. She goes, Valerie! Completely out of breath. She's a warforged. Out of breath. Whatever.
Out of knees.
My knees!
They all suffer from bad knees.
It's congenital.
Genital.
Passed down from the first Warforged.
Well, no, they would be because they're probably run on internal combustion engines. or something.
Poorly cast knees. They were cast instead of injection molded.
It was a defect.
Yeah.
They used a life cast.
Yeah, you need a recall on that one.
Yeah.
Their knees are asbestos.
And so she stops and puts a hand
Asbestos
up
are
against
gonna
the edge of the alley, and she's like, "Vilroy, I thought you weren't coming."
I had something. I managed to make it here. We need to go back to the tower to keep you safe.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with you. And as you turn, you see a female shifter and 4 kobolds saying, "Well, well, well, look what we have here." Let's roll some initiative.
Use my good dice for this.
20.
Nice.
11 from the robot.
Real bit.
A 13
13.
from Shoot.
All right. First one to go is Arlen. So you have a shifter, 1 kobold dressed a little fancier, and then 3 kobolds they appear to be sort of locked on Cole.
Okay.
They look like she's their goal.
How close are they? Within 5 feet?
Yeah. Or at least you can move to get within 5 feet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never rogued before. So we very stealthily go behind one of them that's focused on Cole and try and do stabby things.
Yeah, so you can. I think since you're acting before they are, that you'll be able to apply your sneak attack.
So is it just an advantage to hits, or?
This one is not with advantage, but you are applying sneak attack because you're moving before they are.
Okay. Is
this one of the kobolds?
Yes.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, 18 will hit. Go and roll your damage. Plus sneak attack.
So damage is 5, and then what sneak attack's another d6?
It's either
extra one
one or
d6. 8.
Nice. Yeah, I believe 8. I want to make sure I wrote this down correctly. They start singing. You kill the kobold. Oh my god!
Young man.
They're about to do the YMCA and you just killed A. Oh fuck!
Arlen, this might be pretty cool. Takes his little short sword and just, as he grabs him around the neck, slides it back through the base of his skull, and his eyes flash just completely blank white, and he says, "May rest take you." And then he's back to being, Jermaine.
Nice. Okay, next is Shub.
Shub is going to use his extra 10 feet and try to run up a little bit more and cast acid. Are two of them fairly close together?
Sure.
Maybe within 5 feet?
Yeah.
perhaps?
Yeah, you guys are in an alley.
He's going to,
Shooby-doo-doo-doo-doo. Shooby-doo-doo-doo-doo. Shooby-doo-doo-doo.
he's going to take he has like a little vial of water. He's going to like kind of drink it and then
I'll
like
spray
spit
it
a little bit. He doesn't need to do that, but he just like, he likes the theatrics sometimes.
Yeah. I like it.
But yeah, so is that,
I think.
dex saving throw on them.
On them.
Yeah. 2 dex saving throws.
Okay. 2 fails.
2 fails, so they take 4 damage each.
Ooh.
Or 2 of them take 4 damage.
take 4
2 of the
damage.
kobolds.
Okay. They get sprayed in the face and are like holding their eyes. They're still both alive, but they have taken some serious damage. Excuse me.
I would like to aim that at M and C.
Fuck those ones. Mr. Gutsy, you're next.
All right. So in classic cowboy style, I've got revolver in the right hand and my left hand. By the way, I'm sad nobody's gotten this yet. Hidden blade. So
For the Assassin's
the
Creed.
dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going
I knew.
for.
I'm not fucking stupid.
I was just making. I was giving you something to
taught
make
you
fun
that.
of me.
I'm
about.
gonna rip us out of Sharn really quick. There's a game I ran with Taylor and a couple other acquaintances, and there was a guy who every time he described something he did, he would add all Assassin's Creed style to the end of everything. So he'd like. So I jump over the fence all Assassin's Creed style, and then I run up to the guy, and then I pull out my hidden blade, and I stab him all Assassin's Creed style. And then once I kill him all Assassin's Creed style, I jump off his body and like rip his head off and pull his spine out all Assassin's Creed style. I'm like, I'm not sure we played the same Assassin's Creed.
And then I shit down his neck.
All Assassin's Creed style.
And then after that, I sat down and had a ham sandwich, all Assassin's Creed style.
Not gonna lie, that session made me take a break from D&D for like a year and a half.
Oh my God.
It was so weird.
All right, so I got dagger, I got revolver, aka hand crossbow.
Okay.
So I'm aiming. Which one do you want to put me closer to? A or the? Because there's the
A's dead.
A's dead.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
4
Y,
kobolds.
M, and C are alive.
Okay.
Yeah, Y is full, M and C took some damage, and then there's the shifter who's coordinating, who's doing young man doing the finger point.
Okay. So I think I'm going to shoot Y,
Okay.
and I'm going to stab the conductor.
Okay.
So here's for the gunshot. That's what it sounded like. That's a math is hard 19
19 will hit.
and 1d6.
Jesus, just throw it on the fucking floor, idiot.
Floor rolls are not accepted in this house. That is a 4.
Cool. Yeah, you hurt that kobold as well.
Wise hurt.
And then we're going to go for the stabby stabs on the conductor.
Mhm.
That is a... Math is still hard. 16.
16 will hit. Roll your damage.
That is a 4.
4. Okay. So still up and not happy. She appears to hulk out a little bit, and with a bulkier arm takes a swing at you, having moved into her space. Ooh, and completely misses. Next, Y, M, and C. Y is going to strike at you. Is going to hit. M and is going to strike at you. Is going to miss, and then C is going to strike at Arlen. And what's Arlen's AC?
12.
12. It is going to hit just barely.
I think you mean...
Steal it. So
How dare you?
it's not going to do much damage to Shub. Does 2 damage to Arlen, and then to Mr. Gutsy does 4 damage.
Wait, what was this attack?
It was the. Oh no, you didn't get hit. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say.
Yeah, you're good. Oh no, Y hit you.
No. What did he roll?
Uh,
I have AC 17, bruh.
ooh, you did get me there. Yeah,
Scale mail with +1.
Jesus
I'm a-
Christ.
17. Yeah,
robot.
that's pretty good.
Block of metal.
It's completely opposite from Big Nick, who had like a 9.
Nick
a
had
peasant
negative
is harder to
AC.
hit. Yeah.
Easier to hit.
Negative AC. Yeah. Okay, that's their turn. Next is Arlen. You can move to flank the shifter.
Yeah, he's going to go for
Actually, all of them.
the
Yeah.
shifter because that's who.
Does he get advantage on flanking, or is it +2 or something?
It is
It's
not advantage.
auto.
Yeah, as long as you are threatening, or you and an ally are threatening, you get to apply sneak attack. I don't do the gang up advantage because I wouldn't do it to you guys. So
Cool.
I think it's easier.
All right, so just a regular roll on this.
Mhm.
10.
10 versus the shifter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, in her hulked out form, you kind of like make a swipe, but her hulking mass is preventing
It's massive.
its mass. Shub.
Shub is going to take the remaining little bit of his vial
Mhm.
of water and cast Ray of Frost
Ooh.
on the shifter as well.
There's the like over the top.
Yeah, he's like-
and it's a beam of freezy.
So I make
Mr. Freeze.
a ranged spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
Says a 23. It's a crit.
Yeah. So that hits one target or more.
It just hits one target, I believe. Oh, sorry. Let me get the mic. It hits one target, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just 1d8. As a 5
Against
on shifter.
shifter. And you crit, right? That was a
Yeah,
natural 20.
23.
Go ahead and add another D8 to that.
6, so 11 damage total. And her speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Ooh, that could be helpful. Considering you have long stride up still, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Gutsy.
So we still have a kobold up and
3 kobolds and a shifter.
okay. I'm going to. Sorry. Excuse me.
Kobolds are looking pretty sad.
As kobolds do.
Okay, I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to shoot the shifter and stab the same kobold I shot earlier,
Okay.
just because my gun does a little bit more damage. So here's for the shot on the shot on the shifter.
You have to spend an action to reload your crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until you have
Uh,
crossbow expert.
Oh,
But it's a revolver.
Yeah. It has the loading quality.
okay. I didn't see that in the rules.
Yeah.
So
I only keep
will,
one bullet in my revolver. That's all I need.
Yeah.
My parents are dead.
It's a cylinder that has one hole in it.
I was watching Forgotten Weapons today. The CIA made something called a deer gun. It was also called the Liberator. They would airdrop these like sneaky, like super cheap cast iron guns that only had like a charging handle and would fit a single bullet, and you would basically screw the bullet in, and then like you would kill the guy who has a real gun and take it, and then you could overthrow a regime theoretically. I don't know. I thought that was fun.
A regime with a gun.
Okay, I'm just stabbing then. I'm going to keep stabbing the leader.
Okay.
12.
12 does not hit. Just pretty sneaky.
Son of a bitch.
So the all three of you will get reaction attacks against one of the kobolds as they run. So if you each want to make a melee reaction opportunity attack, you're welcome to use your reaction to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Ooh, that's 22.
Yeah, you're gonna hit.
12 again.
It's going to hit.
7.
Okay, so two of them. So you can tell me how you kill. Also, you get to apply your sneak attack, but they had 1 hit point left. So
Well, I get a +3, so he's definitely
fucking dead. Yeah, you can't not kill him. So you can tell me how you like grab and stab him if you want. But
I'm gonna jump on his back, all Assassin's Creed style,
and I put my blade through his neck,
all Assassin's Creed style.
I give him a kiss on his mouth, Assassin's Creed
and then I
style.
lay him down gently, and we go in the Animus, all Assassin's Creed style. That
sounds
and we
like a
share
rap
an intimate
song.
moment, Assassin's Creed style.
You guys need to wrap that out.
Yeah.
And I fuck his brains out.
All Assassin's Creed style.
Ribbity rap.
Take out the N from Assassin's Creed, you just get ass. So I'm gonna stick my Assassin's Creed in his little ass. And fuck the shit out of that little bitch.
Are you a scaly? Basketball and scales. That's my things. Damn, Shoob, you crazy.
I'm not Slim Shady. I'm actually Large Sonny.
So I'm gonna play with that. So
I'm gonna play with your balls, bro.
So my character, Mr. Gutsy, sees one of the basketballs that Shoob dropped during the fight. I pick it up and throw it.
throw it in
and,
the back of his head.
And no, I throw it and drop his feet out, then come in and stab him in the face.
Assassin's Creed style.
No, that was the basketball part.
Oh, okay. I like the idea of Shoob like kicking a basketball like off the wall and like bouncing it off the kobold's head. He's like, "Ow!" Like,
And then I come in
and away. Cool. Obviously, we're taking this very seriously. And Arlen, you do your like roguey. You just stab him nice and easy.
2 quick slices on each side of the throat.
Ooh, yeah, he gone.
Shit.
And just watches him try and run away
Grabs.
as he dies.
Yeah, he gets like 3 steps before like holding his neck, thinking he's gonna make it, and then he falls over. The shifter. Is it 10, how long does that last? I'm really bad at math, guys. 19. She's still gonna fight. I'm not leaving until that Warforged is dead. And she swings a short sword down towards Mr. Gutsy with a 19.
That hits.
That's gonna hit this time. Actually, that's a 20. For 9 damage.
Ouch.
That's good.
I had that one ready.
I love it.
I didn't think I was gonna catch you that off guard.
That was really good.
Wow.
Sorry.
What's 12 minus 9?
3.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing.
That's okay. You can see that her teeth start to grow as her rage builds. And she looks pretty threatening. Arlen, you're up first.
I guess we're gonna stab at her.
Yeah.
17.
Yes. Roll your sneak attack as well.
So 5, 6.
Okay. 16. She's looking bloodied. Shub.
I'm gonna run over to
The robot.
Mr. Gutsy and cast Cure Wounds on him.
What you got for me?
So that is a D8 plus 3,
Very nice.
which is you get 4.
Hey, what's the minimum amount?
I'm not rolling very well. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Mr. Gutsy.
Thanks anyway.
What's real quick? What's Shub's healing look like? Is it like a like a pit stop, like a NASCAR pit stop?
I was thinking it's like in Battlefield with the little repair gun on the tanks.
So you remember in SpongeBob when that dude came up to a Weasel? I was like, "Where's the quarter slot, dude?" And I just like put a little bit of a like a little metal nuggie.
He finds a quarter slot and puts a quarter in.
Got to replenish. It's like in a Smash Brothers Melee when you do the money or when you do the coin match. Every time you get hit, you lose a coin. Or
Oh
some
yeah.
shit.
He puts some of the coins back in.
Just like I keep a roll of quarters on me, boy.
Oh my god. Is that what's in your pocket, or are you just
Nope.
happy to see me?
You know I keep that thing on me.
Okay, thank you, by the way. So is it
It's Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi's
It's
turn?
Mr. BG's turn. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn into a washing machine and a car at the same time.
Fuck.
And an air conditioner.
Yeah.
So she's looking pretty sad.
Looking pretty bloodied.
Okay, question. Can I switch from dagger to quote unquote Winchester and shoot?
Longbow.
Longbow.
Technically you have to drop one and you can stow one until you have the dual wielding feat, in which case you can
Okay.
then you can stow two.
The dagger's in my arm.
Yeah.
As a Warforged
Oh,
trait.
true. Yeah. So you can stow the hand crossbow, the pistol, and then although if
Does
you
that take a full action?
if you move to have if you shoot the Winchester in melee range, you'll have disadvantage. But if you move out to not have disadvantage, she'll get an opportunity attack. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But you did say she was looking pretty sad, right?
I'm
I'm just gonna stab.
Okay.
No, I can't risk this opportunity, even with an AC of 17.
all Assassin's Creed style.
What do I get? 5? Yeah. That's a 6.
God damn it.
It does not hit.
Yeah. So you go all Assassin's Creed style, and
And I just hold my gun, waiting for someone to walk in front of it, and then finally a lady does, and I shoot her in the head. That's what Sawyer and I used to. That's what Sawyer used to do on my save of Assassin's Creed
Just
2.
wait till a fat woman walked across.
Do you remember in Assassin's Creed 2 with the
Yeah,
gun?
they had, like,
You would have to go like,
oh,
You have to fucking stop, and then you have to put in like 2 more button combinations.
yeah.
and you can't move, and you just have to wait.
So, yeah, I've been playing, or I played a lot of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, and like when you get your health really low, you get like a last chance, and so like it's a really cool like the orc can like kill you unless you like make a quick save. So I'm just kind of imagining like that. You like try to make a stab, she like grabs your arm, like pulls you through, does some cool acrobatics.
It's actually ballet.
Yeah, so she like pulls your arm, is going to try to take like a big bite out of your arm. She's going to miss though. So she like clamps down on metal and like just doesn't.
It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
My teeth!
Tastes like a brick.
Arlen, you're up.
We're gonna do more stabby.
Okay. Stabicus minimus.
It's a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's too tough for that. Shub.
Shub is going to. Well, he doesn't have any more spell slots left, so
Okay.
he has to result to.
Pooping.
So he's going to take his sickle out, and he's going to just.
Dick Cheney. All.
He's going to try.
All Assassin's Creed style.
Oh no, this is going to be so bad.
Power of the people.
God, he gets a 9. He has a -2 to.
Oh,
And Arlen dies.
is that strength or dex?
Uh.
Oh, I think sickle is a strength.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
What's higher, your strength or dex?
Dex is a 10, Strength is a 6. So I get a.
If you want to apply your because the sickle's 1d4, right?
Oh, this one is a 1d4 minus 2 because I have.
If you want to, I'm cool with sickle being a dagger and being a finesse weapon. So if you want to make it like a dex or like finesse, theoretically, I like bending the rules because I think sickles could benefit from being dex weapons because they are in Dark Souls.
And it's also bent.
Yeah,
So would you like me to re-roll or just keep my original roll that I just did?
just
Just put a dagger in there, and then just
yeah.
add
So what
the-
was your original roll? You got
It was
a 9?
an 11.
An 11. Yeah, wouldn't hit.
because you get
Yeah,
a
so that was fine.
Yeah,
but you get a bonus. You would get a bonus to the dagger roll, wouldn't you?
I get no
no,
bonus.
it's a 10.
I'm a 10.
So it's a 0.
A 0? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gutsy, it's up to you.
Shit, this is bad. All I've got is a dagger. Mr. Gutsy is going to make a note in his mental log that he needs to buy a second dagger.
Note for Captain's log. He just has like a starship crew of gnomes in his brain. Send a transmission.
It's the SpongeBob episode.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just
Health potion, health potion. Where's the health potion?
stabbing. God, is 9 hit? Ah!
However, she is at 16 HP, which means she going. So you guys each get an opportunity attack since you're all in melee range. But she's making an escape. I'll get that stupid Warforged next time. Rawr.
Ooh, so this time my sickle hits with a 19.
Ooh,
I'm
like
assuming.
sweet. Yeah, it does.
If we're going by just a flat D20 now instead of a D20 minus 2.
Yeah, flat d20.
Cool.
You go and roll your damage.
So the 12 hit?
Does not.
Arlen says, you can have her.
She does get attacked, so she's. So do you want to not attack?
I know. Well, it says that if she wants Cole, that she can have her.
You can choose to do non-lethal damage if you hit.
Oh, no. Definitely
can
wants
choose
to
to.
try and kill her. Just
Okay.
The whole deception thing.
Okay.
All right. So, 18.
That will hit. So go and roll your sneak attack damage too.
I got a 2.
6, and then 5 is 11.
Ooh. That's okay. Actually, yours made a difference. So she starts to get away. You stab her like through the back, and it punctures a lung, and she coughs up blood. She's like, "You'll regret this," and then you like all Assassin's Creed style
With the basketball.
yeah, with the basketball, knock her in the head. She falls over and cracks her head on the cobblestone alley path. Cole, like, standing amongst the bodies, her like, black metal armor sprayed with hot red kobold blood. Wait, wasn't Vilroy here?
Oh, no. You still look like Vilroy.
Oh, you do still look like
Yeah.
Vilroy. She's like, my God, let's get out of here quick before another hit squad shows up.
And Arlen just kind of
Yes.
nods his head at her and says, yes, we should probably get back to the tower.
Yeah.
Shoop's gonna say, "Come on, Vilroy."
It's pretty easy to make it back. You get to
So,
the.
sorry, before we leave, Mr. Gutsy has a thing that he does whenever he kills. Whenever he kills.
feathers.
So
Two
if you ever
feathers for the
seen
boat
someone
man.
on Halo,
Yeah, I don't leave anything this time. Whenever he kills an enemy or a wild
Innocent.
animal,
Yeah.
he just takes a minute, and if their eyes are open, closes them.
Okay.
So that's it.
you know he's
Shoop's
wearing
gonna
a
go back
human
and
skin.
open. the eyes back
I
up.
open the eyes back up. I open one eye and then point it in a different direction.
And then Arlen skins her and wears it.
I do the Dwight thing in the office, like wearing the face. Like,
Yes. Nah.
So you guys make it to the checkpoint coming out of High Walls, going back into Central Plateau, and obviously the security checkpoint sees you kind of like covered in blood, and with a one-armed warforged who's also been like besplattered. They quickly like, whoa, what happened?
We had some trouble escorting our contact out. You might
Oh.
want to clean that up.
I see. What area?
Behind the gear. What was
Cog Carnival.
behind the Cog Carnival? There's some kobolds and a and what looks like to be their ringleader.
Oh, do you know who they were with?
Yes, I do.
I won't keep you
The
long.
village people attack.
Yeah,
Regards to, like, the
Dask
people from
is
the
no
village?
longer. It's going to be the village people. I love it.
The villains of this campaign
Damn.
are the village people.
Damn those filthy village people! Not again.
And then you just hear like in the background, young man.
It's like I'll let my superior know. You guys go on ahead.
Is he still?
Yeah.
He's still Sergeant Germain. He's like, Sergeant, and he does like a salute.
Because that would be his superior, right?
Not directly.
I got you.
As a sergeant, you're like
Like a staff sergeant of
like
a
a
particular.
platoon. Yeah,
Gotcha.
you'd be like a platoon. Oh, Sergeant Villeroy would be like a platoon leader. These are like checkpoint guards, so he has a superior sergeant at that checkpoint probably. However, you guys can make it back to Sergeant Villeroy, who is looking over a file on a bench at La Randar Station. She, on the way, sort of catches you up. Her friend Razor showed up to Sharn with her. They fought in the Syrian military in the last war, which is where Cole lost her right arm. Razor and Cole had been trying to find work in Sharn. They became desperate for money. They took a job working. Razor took a job working for a long-term secret mission, but Cole couldn't get hired based on her missing an arm. The job was pretty physically strenuous, and Razor was planning to save money to buy Cole a new arm so she could help her out. Razor came back from work sullen or wounded, but never opened up about exactly what she did. Razor confessed that the job was more dangerous than it seemed when she was recruited, and she was planning to quit right before she died. And then Cole says, but as for the noble kid, Alden D. Orion of House Orion, he was kidnapped by the people that Razor was working for, which I'm pretty sure was the last straw, and I think that's what got Razor killed. So, if you can, I don't think I have the heart to talk to Sergeant Villeroy. I just need to get out of Sharn as quick as possible.
Yes.
Sergeant Villeroy says, "That's okay."
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot. You're Sergeant Villeroy.
Now, at some point on the way back, Arlen slips away, just kind of into the shadows, and changes back to himself and hopes that nobody notices.
Yeah.
Villeroy was dressed just like Arlen.
Shit, yeah, I forgot.
Mr. Gutsy noticed the whole thing.
At some point, maybe she figures it out. She's like, wait, Sergeant Villeroy wasn't here. No, changing. Okay. Also, I forgot. DM forgot. So, once you meet back up with Sergeant Villeroy, she sees that Cole came back with you alive, and she hands you over each 50 gold extra pieces. She notices your clothing bespeckled with besmattered. Did I use besmattered? I think I said besplattered. Anyway, she says she notices the blood. Says, "Looks like you had trouble."
It was dealt with. No trouble at all.
All base, no trouble. Sorry, that was not in character. She says, "Do you know who it was?"
Wait.
The village people attacked.
Don't mind
That'll
the robot.
change the day the village people attack.
Have you heard of Dask?
Yes, I'm familiar with their goings on. My superiors have notified me and briefed me before. They've apparently been trying to increase their influence in Old Sharn, and from what it sounds like, they're trying to dig up artifacts. So,
Seems like they were the inconvenience today.
I think that this captured nobleman's son may have some information. In fact, if you're willing, I think I may have another job for you.
And what does this one pay?
More. Double.
How about more than double?
Double's what's in the budget.
No, you have a better budget. It just is what you want to pay us. How bad do you want this noble son back? And how bad does the noble want you to have his son back?
Give me a perception check. Or persuasion check, excuse me.
23.
That's pretty good. So she's going to answer honestly. I don't give a shit about this nobleman's son. Not a single tear will be shed if this nobleman's son doesn't come back. However, when she says this, it is the truth, but you can tell that she's holding something extra back. And you may be able to pressure that into getting her to...
Why don't you tell me what you know, and we'll see if we can help you out.
She says, look, sometimes I do get a little extra money on the side from the Boromar clan to look into these Dask crimes. So I'll get in contact with them, and I'll figure out how to get you some more money after the job's done. In the meantime, I can give you another 50 gold to get started on the investigation.
That sounds fair.
All right. And again, the money at the end hinges on the Orion kid making it back alive.
Alive is what we do pretty well.
Sounds like it.
Can't kill anybody.
It's very difficult.
So
Unless
was
they're
that
the
50
A.
gold for just for him?
So, no, 25 gold for each of you from the beginning, plus 50 gold now, plus 50 gold each to get started. And then it'll be 100 gold if you bring the Orion kid back alive.
Wait, so how much do we have total right now? Or do your
You
maths.
have earned 125 each.
That's more money than Big Nick ever made.
Yeah, inflation, I think, in Eberron. I don't know.
I want to buy a boat.
Go to boat, Captain. So, like an airship is probably like the closest thing.
I want to buy an airboat.
I want a fucking brontosaurus.
God, he wants to fuck a dinosaur.
Good.
It's like that Blink-182 song. I want to fuck a dinosaur in the ass.
So, you are briefed on the House Orion. You're briefed that you'll have to get some information from House Orion itself. That is physically located in Terminus, which is in Upper Central Plateau in the district of Mithril Tower.
Ooh, can we ride a lightning train?
Yeah, that would be pretty freaking rad.
I think we have enough money to pay for tickets.
Yeah, need a lift. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't actually get to this part with the test play. So, literally the chapter title is called Needle Lift. And what? Well, that doesn't really make sense. Why? It says Vilroy says need a lift, but I kind of want somebody else to show up. Yeah, we're gonna make it somebody else.
Big Al.
Nope.
Bongo bomb.
Congleton Curdleston.
My God.
Hey, nerds, need a ride? Hop in. It's a
What's up, Snigglebomb?
Sky coach.
Peter Bop?
Douche bag.
As you cross a bridge that views the city from a
Bongo
dizzying
bottom.
height, you hear a familiar voice from above. Need a lift? asks Congleton Curdlesnoot as he descends towards you in a sky coach.
He's gonna say more.
Bottle and wheel in hand.
Road sodies, boys.
She was gonna
Come
say.
on, boys, hop aboard.
She was gonna look over and be like, more like needle lift. Am I right?
Needle lift?
Needle lift. Because you said need a lift, but needle lift. Because you said it's a needle train.
What? It's a sky coach.
The
Lightning.
lightning train.
Someone was talking about needles earlier.
I
think
Assassin's
you're
Creed stuff?
on a needle. You're on fucking heroin, bud.
Okay.
She was gonna pull out a sickle and fucking stab.
Everyone.
In the knees.
Hey, Shub.
Shut the fuck up.
So, Congleton drops you off at the Mithril Tower. Many of the grand homes in Mithril Tower are true to the district's name, boasting Mithril filigree. The Sharn Watch seems to be everywhere in this neighborhood, full of busy scions climbing into sky coaches, hosting opulent parties, and showing off their latest purchases at all hours of the day. Unicorn Estate at House Orion has a grand unicorn statue and unicorn-shaped topiaries adorning the yard beyond an open, wrought iron gate. Flanking this gate are 2 guards in House Orion livery. Each wears a beautiful helm shaped like the head of a unicorn. In case you didn't get the unicorn thing, the magnificent marble home is clearly owned by one of the city's wealthiest dragon-marked families. Seated on a patio couch are 2 figures engaged in quiet conversation, a haggard man in his late 30s and an attentive Kalashtar who holds a rose-colored crystal in his hands. 2 more guards dressed like the ones at the gate stand nearby.
Hagrid?
Hagrid! Yes.
This is House Orion.
Yes.
Let's go talk to some people.
Yeah, Shoob's gonna walk up.
Yeah.
I assume to one of the guards that's near.
Yes, you can enter just fine.
Okay. He's gonna ask like, who can I talk to about Alden?
The guard gestures over the master of the house. What the hell, Alden? What? His name's
Alden
Caden
D.
now?
Orion.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch their names because they switched the names on me. So, Caden is the master of the house. I'm gonna have to swap this. Caden looks at you with an exhausted face. He looks sleep deprived and distraught. He says, "What? What do you want?"
Well, we heard that Alden was kidnapped, and we are on the case to find him and bring him back alive.
When you say Alden, he bites his hand and lets out a muffled scream. He's fucked up, dude. He cannot handle it. Tears start streaming down his face, and he just gets up and leaves.
I'm sorry. I just imagine him going.
Yeah, seriously. The man that was sitting next to him, the Kalashtar, excuse me. You hear a gentle voice like streamed into the back of your head. He says, "Forgive the master of the house. He's unbelievably distraught over the loss of his son. If you have any questions, are you ones looking into the case?"
He's gonna pull out his enforcer little thing. Be like, yes.
He says, "Okay, so Caden badly wants to have his son Alden be rescued, but the past month has been terrified of taking action. He just can't see his son Alden being harmed. Alden was abducted about a month ago. The Kalashtar says he saw a half-ogre meet with Caden in the following days, mentioning she needed expendable labor and easy transit of labor and goods. And if Caden complied, then his son would be returned unharmed. The half-ogre said that if Caden backed out of the deal, the half-ogre said she would visit horrors on Alden that would make the mockery sick. And, what's the mockery again?
Common mockery?
I think the mockery are like flesh
term?
sculptors. They're like masters of torture. Like,
nice.
pretty terrible. You can hear Caden like screaming and crying from inside his home. Just, he's not a very strong-willed man.
He's still biting his hands while edging on the sun.
Yeah.
He's out back practicing.
The Kalashtar says, "I have no doubt that Alden will die, regardless of Caden's actions. If you can, please save Alden and return him to his father. House Orion would owe you a great debt, and you see how broken this man is. There's an enclosed lift 5 buildings north of this estate. Look for the Medusa inside. Make sure you're alone, and this lift will take you down to the dig site and hopefully Alden."
Can I, before we go, so I imagine, so we went like through the gate and then into the house. Now we're in like the living room.
You're in like the front. You're like on the screen porch, basically, or the without a screen, like the porch of the house.
Okay, can I give an investigation roll, because every rich person getting a kid kidnapped is ultimately guilty.
Wait, what do you mean?
John Benet
It's
Ramsey.
very often that like these things, like there's clues at the house, like how did he get himself in this situation? Like,
Are you asking like how the kid was kidnapped?
Man
no,
on
I'm
fire.
like, I just want to look around the house to see if there's any like things that I could see, like at least in the room that we're in, that could be like a clue as to like
The guards probably aren't going to let you in the house.
no, just where we're at on the screen
Yeah.
porch thing. I just want to like kind of want to look around the house and see if there's anything that I notice that's just out of the ordinary.
He wants to see if his dad's responsible for this.
Yeah, but yeah,
I mean, kinda. Like the kid was snatched. I kind of told it.
and or so the kid was snatched.
and then Caden was forced to comply with this half ogre's demands.
Right, but
So I mean, he's complicit in that he didn't like go to the authorities. He didn't ask
Okay.
questions when he was
well,
providing.
this is book content, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so knowing that, there's like no like
straight up. They expect you to walk up, get a bunch of information, and walk away.
okay, I got you.
There is some extra information you can get.
I kind of just want to look around like where I'm at to see like any signs of like what exactly happened. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Forensics.
Alden was abducted about a month ago. Caden tucked him in, and Alden was gone the following morning with a message left on his pillow.
Okay, because that's something I wanted to know because a half ogre is not going to do the stealing like that.
Yeah,
not sneakily.
Definitely not on her own.
So I want to look for like signs of like what kind of
Half ogre sign.
like person / creature.
Oh, would go in.
Yeah.
Good question.
So that when we get down there, I might know what we're looking for.
You can you take a step back and like look at the windows. Like kobold might be able to sneak in there.
It's definitely not a YM or C anymore.
Yeah,
Could have been.
there are shifters who can like move very quickly and climb very well. There's like pretty much anybody that can steal into a window.
It was me.
I did it. But why? For fun. I'm a maniac.
Master Wayne.
Someone just want to watch the
Does someone have
the
my
biggest
cocaine?
ruby I ever seen.
Size of a tangerine.
He just threw it in the trash.
Cost you the
Okay,
side.
that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Let's go down this lift.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Arlen wants to see if
You
pay
find
more money.
a lift with. They don't.
You don't fucking
Why
get
did-
to see.
Why did they talk
All the
about a
money.
Medusa? Anyway,
I think it's the statue of Medusa.
yeah, it doesn't even talk about the Medusa statue at all.
So there was this
Because it's
Medusa
not a
statue.
Medusa.
Yeah, not as cool as my Bredusa.
Where- just-
Yeah, from. Oh, you remember from last session?
Oh,
Remember
was a little fuzzy.
Mock's leg turned into pumpernickel.
Oh yeah, we have to resolve that.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, we will.
I hate it.
I eat it. So, anyone wishing to use this lift must open a hidden panel and attempt to hotwire it. An out of order sign hangs above a nearby button, which would open the doors.
As an artificer, can I make a little, like make a almost like key that would just essentially like read it?
Give me a.
What do you know about keys?
Tell me what you know about keys.
can I use
What-
the
what
out
kind
of order sign to operate the lift?
I just beat the door.
Work, damn it!
What are your tool proficiencies?
My tool proficiencies. I have on me.
Are you sure, before you go into this, are you sure you don't instead want to take your mace out and smash it?
Mine are thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and I have one artisan's
Tinker tools.
Anima tool.
Yeah, use your tinker tools. So that's intelligence plus proficiency.
Intelligence plus proficiency. Let's find that. Intelligence is a 12,
Mm-hmm.
and then
So
proficiency
plus
I guess,
one,
is
plus two, so it should be plus 3 total.
17.
Ooh, yeah. So you rig the button to call the elevator, and then the doors open, and you see the double doors on the enclosed lift car open to reveal the inside of a 15-foot cube made of stone with etchings of unicorn patterns covering its walls. A magic orb in the ceiling illuminates the lift. Two young adults, a shifter and a well-dressed human, talk nose to nose, cradling each other's faces in the corner of the elevator, absorbed fully in each other and taking no notice of you.
I bring my sickle down on their sickle. No.
I remove your head from your shoulders.
God, this is going to be fucked up one way or
So
another.
the robot steps in and just makes a robot noise.
I was going to say, Arlen shifts into the form of the Kalashtar.
Okay.
It says, "What's going on here?"
They look at you with sort of smile like, lift's occupied. It's broken. It's got a sign says out of order. Can't you read?
So then the robot just says,
Out.
Why don't you get out? We were here first.
I pull out my revolver.
Make an intimidation check, please.
God damn.
Ooh, it's -1, unlike Big Nick, which was plus 1,000.
And you still roll like
They're
shit.
really dumb, so it's a 4.
Out. And like, we were here first. Finders keepers, mate.
With a revolver in their face.
Yeah, I don't. What are you gonna do? Kill me? Yeah, right.
I'm
I'm gonna shoot
already
his foot.
dead.
I see that. You're a cop or something. You can't just kill somebody.
Arlen looks at him and the guys of the Clash Tower, and he says, "Is it Caden? Was the unconsolable dad?
Yeah.
Caden made it.
Caden.
Okay.
His
He's like,
brother Braden and Taven.
Caden says, "Get back now, or else you'll be cut off."
Ooh, make a intimidation check.
Intimidation or deception?
Intimidation. That's hilarious. They put diplomacy check instead.
Nat 20 plus 4, 24.
Ooh, yeah, they're like, fine, whatever, and the boy and girl leave.
Can I trip one of them as they walk out?
The basketball at the back of their head.
It makes that like ping like noise. And then the lift doors close before they can retort at you. As you're looking around, you see that the buttons to like make it go where you want the panel's like completely busted. There's wires hanging out of it. As you look around, can I get a perception check from everybody?
8.
Ooh, that's a 20. Not nat, but 20.
I have a nose.
I don't want to say. Okay. But it was not a nat 1.
Uh-huh.
It was very close.
Nat
2.
Very close to 1. So, Mr. Gutsy,
With
you notice
Both eyes go in different directions.
scanning for Mexicans.
Says the one wearing a poncho.
You find that one of the Medusa glyphs has like an outline around it, and you press it and it pops open, and you see that there is a dragon shard that has been hot wired into the lift. You have to sort of finagle this jury rigged contraption in order to operate it in where you want it to go.
Shoob's gonna hold you back and be like, wait, let me see if I can
I got this.
tinker this.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Okay.
22.
That was the right
Yeah.
decision.
With some sparks, you like strike a couple wires off of the red small dragon shard, and attach the loose wire to the dragon shard, and it descends into the ruins of old Sharn. The lift seems to descend forever into the belly of Sharn. Several minutes pass as the lift rattles and shakes as if passing into some place it was not meant to go. This rumbling builds to a violent peak, and then the lift stops and its doors open. By the lift's interior light, you can see into a vast, unlit cavern strewn with broken stonework from ancient buildings as far as you can see in every direction. The air is stale and filled with dust and the scent of decay. These are the ruins of the cities atop which Sharn is built. Ahead of you yawns a 50-foot diameter, 10-foot deep pit that seems to have been intentionally dug. As opposed to accidentally dug, you hear the soft sobs of a young child coming from a wooden shed on the far side of the pit.
Well, boys, looks like we found our target.
So, let me get a perception check.
I was just going to ask for one to look for traps.
Yeah.
10.
19.
Very nice.
That is a 16.
Did we get our spell slots back and stuff, by the way?
Not yet.
Good job.
You notice that there are 4 goblin guards patrolling this area. You think that you may, with a successful stealth check, be able to navigate to the shed, avoiding the guards' paths.
Arlen thinks he's going to try to have a successful stealth check.
He's
Okay.
gonna look over at Arlen and be like, I think might be able to make something to maybe lure them away as well.
Do you want to make a distraction? Because I actually have a +4 to stealth. I did not expect that.
Okay.
The robot.
What kind of distraction?
Let's split the fucking party then. Shit.
All right. Sweet.
I guess more basketballs. Why not? I'll just-
I love that his go-to is basketballs. So good. I love it. Okay. So since you are going to draw their attention, make a stealth check with disadvantage, but you're going to give these two advantage on stealth.
So I have a 12 on my stealth.
Ooh. Okay.
You had a what? Thank you. That's good because that wasn't that one.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's a great idea then.
Oh.
Also an out.
15.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, your basketball trick works, and amazingly, they don't even detect where it comes from. I guess goblins don't have like object permanence, so like as it bounces, they're like
Cats.
so like that, like must just be a random ball that came out of the elevator or something. So they start to play a pickup game and just completely like forget
yes.
about being guards. I guess they crit failed on their perception check. to like not
Dr.
see-
James
so-
Naismith. That's my guy.
So you guys go over to the wooden shed. It contains a small child covered in dust, wearing a once fine, now ruined livery of House Orion. The boy sobs, shrunken into one corner, his face slack. Stale bread, smelly water, a pile of rags, and a chamber pot round out his accommodations. He is manacled. They're sturdy but old manacles. He doesn't really seem to pay you much attention as you open the door, except kind of curling himself back into the corner. What do you want to do?
Break him out.
Okay, he has some manacles.
The robot pipe comes in and says,
Hello, small human. We are help.
We're help.
He's sort of got his eyes open, but they're just sort of like blankly staring, empty. He doesn't respond vocally. Anybody trained in medicine?
I am.
Ooh.
But I'm distracted.
You know he is suffering from malnutrition. He needs food and water.
I wasn't. I'm sorry, I was not with him. I was distracting, and I looked and I had a +0, so I do fucking.
I mean, do you
lied.
have proficiency with it? No. Oh. Okay.
I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why you have to be trained in medicine to know that he needs food, water, and rest. Whatever, Wizards of the
He's
Coast.
a millennial piece of trash.
We're gonna put some.
He just needs another
food around
job.
him and then pour some
He needs
water
to
over
pull
him.
yourself up from your bootstraps. Come on.
You're the reason you can't pay your college tuition.
Yeah. So
"What avocado toast and iPhone buying you do?"
What about my avocado toast?
So it seems like it kind of gives you two options here. You can sort of like take some time to like console him and try to like bring him around, or if you want, you can like try to unmanacle him and like take him out.
Arlen's gonna do the Han Solo. Come on, kid.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Just like come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He's still like catatonic completely.
Can I pick him up and carry him out?
He is manacled.
Can I grab him by
Okay,
his
after
manacles?
after we break out the manacles or pick them lock, they're like
Yeah. Who
lock
wants to-
pickable or breakable.
Yeah, who wants to pick the locks?
I'll try.
Okay.
I'm a
What
rogue
would
hero.
thieves' tools be
Give me an
under?
investigation check first.
I have thieves' tools.
Oh, okay.
You an investigation check.
14.
You notice that they are smeared with some kind of oil.
Where's Francis when you need him? Light him on fire.
They're smeared with a sickly-looking oil that has a very foul smell.
Is it poop?
Actually, so I guess you do get to know what it is. It is oil of Taggart. You know that this is used, especially you. This is used on manacles that are held on prisoners. That there's a possibility that they might break out. It's a poison. It's a contact poison.
So is the robot immune to that?
Yes, I am.
Are you immune to poison?
I
Cool.
believe so.
So you can strength check these, or you can thieves' tools check these. Either one.
What's
It's a little harder to break them than to pick them, but
If he's going to do the pick, can I assist by telling him what to do since I have used it?
okay? So I'm not immune to poison. Disease doesn't affect you. You resist poison and gain advantage versus poison.
okay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
So he looks over
So,
and says, "It's
I can't
about
get-
your time to do something here,
I can't
sir."
get contagious koala cancer though.
Okay. If you want to like take the risk, grab it and try to jerk him, you can take the aid action. Jerk him. You can take the aid action if you have proficiency in athletics.
Yes.
Then-
I think it's green.
Yeah, then you do have like.
Okay.
So you can give him the aid action, so you roll with advantage on your strength check
I give you
For
AIDS.
athletics,
for athletics. Yeah, you got to beat a 17.
oof, I get +5, so this might actually not be shit. Okay, well the first one's an 18.
Yeah, so you do break it. As for the poison, you're resistant to poison, so you would normally take half damage, but it's just a Constitution saving throw.
So I get an advantage on a Constitution saving throw.
I guess so. That makes sense to me.
It says I get advantage
Oh.
on poison checks.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So roll. Roll Constitution twice. You got to beat a 13.
That was going off the table. Ooh. That is a 13
Okay.
on the first one.
Alrighty.
So I have to beat 13.
Right. I think
Is 13
I think
good?
you do it. Yeah. I think if you roll it, let's see what the other one
But
is.
do you have a plus to your
Yeah,
constitution?
that's a crit fail.
That was crit fail.
Nice.
So it's 13.
Yeah, you're good. It sort of like melts into your palms a little bit, but doesn't really do any real damage to you. And you pop the manacles off the wall. Despite his newly found freedom, he doesn't really respond to being freed.
I don't care.
That's fine.
We're not counselors here. We're getting paid to save him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Save him physically, not emotionally.
Cool. Somebody grabbing him up.
I mean,
Rub it.
I have +5 to athletics, so I think I'm the strongest one
Holy
here.
shit! Yeah.
You also weigh half a ton too, so why
That's
the
true.
fuck not?
Just with bad knees.
So someone else has to put him on my shoulders. I can't pick him up.
Yeah. As you turn, you see a ghostly apparition of a gnomish detective holding a pipe, smoking it. He goes, "Hey, quite the mystery we have here." It's got the Sherlock Holmes hat, the monocle, smoking pipe, everything.
Arlen
sort of-
raises an eyebrow and he's like,
What?
"And who are you?"
Fingston Nezelech, at your service.
Spinkston's Nizzlebitch.
The greatest detective in Old Sharn.
And when was that? Because you don't look like you're living very well right now.
He says, pretty clearly his dress, mannerisms, lack of knowledge mark him as belonging to a bygone era. He says, "I was on a jewel heist, see? And I've been investigating this heist for a long time, about 500 years.
And then why are you back here now?
He says, "Well, I'm trying to find my body, of course. If I can't find it, I can't pass on."
So if we find your body, is there something in it for us?
Probably.
Not good enough.
All right, be gone with you then.
He kind of looks over at the Warforged.
Ah,
Yeah.
mind is a terrible thing.
So the Warforged looks at him, both eyes fully open. The Warforged does want to help this guy.
Okay.
The Warforged, Mr. Gutsy. So Mr. Gutsy says, or Mr. Gutsy outstretches his hand, his right hand, in a handshaking suggestion to the ghost.
Discombobulate.
You must construct additional pylons.
Have you seen the discombobulate, like Sherlock Holmes?
Probably.
I'll have to pull that up later. It's the
The fight scene with
Yeah.
the wrestling or boxing scene.
where he like claps his ears.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
somebody edited it to be where like every move he does is discombobulate. He just claps his ears like a dozen times. Anyway, since you guys were so fucking sneaky and like made these goblins play a pickup game of basketball, you spend a bit of time. He like runs through some theories about like where the heist could have taken place, and he like sort of points to ruins. We get like a montage until finally, with your help, he's able to find a gnomish skeleton tucked into a rubble-strewn corner. He looks amazingly and says, "Perhaps I'm not the best detective in Old Sharn anymore." And with one final puff of his pipe, he sort of disappears, and you feel somewhat enlightened in terms of mysteries. So you will gain advantage on wisdom perception or intelligence investigation skill checks for the next 24 hours.
Jesus Christ.
It's pretty good.
I don't want to jinx it right now, but like, good job,
Yeah.
team.
There is
Especially
nothing
since
stopping
I'm
you from
dumb as a
returning
brick.
to Unicorn Estate.
We should do that. I'm
Yeah,
getting tired of watching
I
this
got
go.
the kid. I just imagine I had the kid on my shoulder the entire montage. Still nothing.
Yeah, I'd say
In the
are
background,
you,
there's-
like maybe you're talking to Alden Alden the whole time.
Well,
If
you said I
wanna
was
try-
talking, so no.
Oh yeah, there. give me a persuasion check from Mr.
There,
Goods.
there.
Yeah, it's good enough.
A persuasion check?
Yeah.
To who? The kid?
The kid, yeah. Give me it's persuasion.
How is a 12? I'm sorry.
Just shy.
Ah.
But on your way back, he sort of like his eyes brighten up a little bit as he's brought up into. It's like 2 a.m., isn't it? Yeah, as he's brought back up into
Well,
like.
are we still at the surf? Are we not at? Are we at the surface?
Yeah, I was gonna say you just step out of the
We're moving
elevator.
there now.
But I mean, like, this city's so deep. How much of the city actually has surface?
I mean, you go. So you went from Terminus all the way down to the Cogs, which is the lowest part of the city. So the elevator or the lift takes you all the way back up, and as you step out, the night sky sort of shines over Sharn, and he sort of brightens up a little bit, but he's still like not verbal. But Alden, seeing his son, is overjoyed. Assuming now that the Warforged that he had hired for the half ogre is saddened by the deaths of those Warforged that he hired to work for Dask, but he doesn't regret those actions now that his son's alive, of course. Caden thanks you, and he will tell you everything he knows. That a half ogre named Gara forced him, the leader of Dask, forced him to, or sorry, leader of the village people of a branch of Dask. Continue the first 3 paragraphs of the story overview. 260.
The ogre came to him and said,
Mm-hmm.
"Young man, you're gonna give me your son." I said, "Young man, he's gonna
Be
not
on
see
the
the
run."
sun."
Very good.
Young
So,
man.
You're able to piece together, with advantage, might I say, that Gara was so Cole and Razor was hired by House Orion by Caden to work for Dask under Gara, to excavate and search for these artifacts in Old Sharn. In addition, he gives you the address of a Terminus apartment in Lower Tavix Landing that Gara uses as a safe house and a place to store the books and other things found in Old Sharn's ruins. The Orion Air offers them. So he says, and I would appreciate this in your reports if that House Orion is not mentioned. And he hands you each 50 gold. To ensure that House Orion does not come up in the official reports. Caden is ashamed of being manipulated and doesn't want to tarnish the reputation of his house.
You said 50 gold?
50 gold each.
Damn, I'm sitting at almost 200 gold right now.
Do we really want
and-
to extort this guy?
I was going to say, and
Do you really want to extort
Yes.
this guy?
yeah. Do you want to try?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can be persuaded to keep your name out of it for a little bit more.
Best say you can.
He says, yes. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. The negotiations.
12.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He says that's what I'm. I'll tell you what. It's late. I'll give you a place to stay and as much food as you can eat for the night.
Deal.
How about that?
Biscuits?
Edging.
Rum ham.
Yeah. So you guys are welcome to stay in the guest house in Unicorn Estate. As a gesture of goodwill, as you're being escorted to the guest house, Vishtai, the Kalashtar who helped you earlier, gives you each a unicorn-shaped feather token.
Oh shit.
It's got the sigil of House Orion on it, which I guess is probably a unicorn. I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Do you guys want to edge our way over to the guest house?
Cool.
We're gonna go out back and practice.
So
What are we practicing?
I think now is a good time to take a little break, and we'll pick up on this adventure next time.
All right.
Wonderful.
Are you recording right now? Okay, cool. Simmons. Hey, roll me over. Simmons. Hey, guess what? I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Kronk. It's the Salty Boys. And I will always love you. And truly, it's not bourbon. And etching.